assholes. You are now fucking listening to the Two Clouded Mind Show with Chris.
What would it take for Ryan to suck a dick?
And Ryan.
Oh God, you just coughed all over me.
With special guest appearances, unique games, and contests. Give us a goddamn call. 669-241-2420. Or stalk us like your girlfriends do. On Facebook and Instagram at the Two Clouded Mind Show. Let's get fucking clouded. It's the Two Clouded Mind Show.
Hi. Welcome to the show.
Yo, like we always kind of say, like we're gonna start off this like our episode's weird when we smoke way before we hit that intro.
There's always a plan, and then it just never.
It's already a good time, guys.
Yeah, it is already a good time. Welcome to another show. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah. Today we introduce new stickers to the table.
We do, and we have a special treat for you guys. We have a guest. I would like to introduce you all to Matt Geroni, aka GravMasterHash, the CEO of Punk Rock TikTok.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on.
We're
like almost neighbors, bro. We live
Pretty
pretty
much.
close. You know, like
Yeah, dude.
it took like 5 minutes to get here. I could have totally rode my bike.
Yeah. The worst part is if you get stuck at the bridge.
Yeah.
That would be the longest part
I'm
of
like,
that
all
trip.
right, it's gonna take me 6 minutes.
Fuck social media and emailing. You guys should just write each other letters.
Dude, we could do pigeon messages.
Yeah,
from
we could
here.
get a string in a can.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'll try it. I'll see how far it goes.
That'll be a
fucking
fun
cool.
game. We'll get on some like world record shit. You know, like
Dude.
that's a Guinness World Record thing or something,
Longest tin can
Longest tin
string.
can.
Phone?
See how it works.
Oh, man.
And they'll be like, it's 2000, it's like 2021, you're all assholes.
We should
Like-
just make a video of us riding bikes to try to meet up and hang out. Like,
Dude,
I like that.
that's cool.
I like that a lot. I like just riding my bike.
Because if
you know,
if you
so
think
I'm
about
down
it,
with
it's
that.
kind of a long bike ride. So like you can go. How long would you say? How
It's
many-
about 15 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah,
a
on
bike ride?
Yeah, on a bike.
Oh, that ain't bad
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
about
Shit.
15. It's
I
not
lied.
too bad.
It's like I don't even think it's 3 full miles.
Yeah,
Oh,
I live
word.
right next to Asbury, the neighborhood right next to it.
Mhm.
And yeah, Belmore is like, it's technically 2 towns over, but
Yeah.
those towns are not a square mile.
So you guys really are almost neighbors.
yeah, like
I
we're
love it.
super close.
That's
Awesome.
sweet.
But thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. So what's going on, dude? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
What is it? I guess I'm best known for being on TikTok. I do like punk rock related content. I'm into the local DIY like music community in the area.
Mhm.
And like, you know, about a year ago, I started making jokes about being into punk rock, and it started working, and I kept doing it, and it continued from there.
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, some of it's just like band recommendations, or, you know, like a little like me shouting an album that I think is
Mhm.
cool out, or a band I like, or another account, you know, or a person I think who's like a cool punk rocker on the app.
Mhm.
5
some-
bands you're listening to right now.
5 bands I'm listening to now.
I have a feeling I'm going to
yeah.
know one of the bands that you're going to say.
Well, the first one is obviously School Drugs, because their new album just released on Spotify. So I've been listening to that like pretty much since it came out.
Mhm.
What is it? We went and saw last night everything that Barzan the Barbarian touches. I saw him last night at Rebel Supplies, but he was a friend of a friend, and he sent me some music. And I was like, oh, thanks, but I didn't listen to it at first.
Mm.
And I went home like a week later, and I was like, you know, I'm a piece of shit for not listening to this. Like, somebody sent me their art.
Yeah.
All I got to do is take 5 seconds to listen to it. And I listened to it, and I
Yeah.
immediately regretted it, and was like, we have to be best friends. And like, I messaged him. We did some podcasts together, and like talked and became friendly. And like, yeah, I listen to him a lot, because he just not too recently released something, but his second album is fire.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I'm listening to the most now, Cat Bite's new album. Really, really like them from Bad Time Records. Pretty much anything on Bad Time Records is the other collection of stuff I listen to.
Okay.
Just right now, because I like a lot of ska punk.
Oh, me
Like,
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just I shamelessly love ska punk, and I think that they're like a weird thing. It's not even a weird thing.
Like the
everyone
Boss
knows
Tones
about-
and like.
Definitely like the Boss Tones, but I like
Yeah.
like I was saying, everything that's going on Bad Time Records. Scott, shout out to Scott 2 Network.
Ska2 Network.
Ska2 Network
is amazing.
They are one of the most important people in punk rock right now,
Mhm.
and like them and Sonny from Hate 5-6.
I just saw them on
are
I
probably
think TikTok, and I just saw like a bunch of their covers, and I was like, holy shit.
Their stuff is amazing. They just, I can't even count how many people probably got into just music in general or playing an instrument because of that person's talent.
Yeah.
So I've been mutuals with them for a little while. They were on a podcast with us and stuff. They were very nice enough to do that with us.
Ska2 or
Ska2 Network.
Yeah.
What is it? Jared, I believe their name is. What is it? I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of great people on TikTok. I could go on and on about creators on there that I've met through the app. I met my partner through the app.
Yeah.
You know, like I like my whole life has pretty much been altered by the app.
That's awesome.
In the past year, and the success I have on it, and the people I've met through it.
It's its own community for sure within a community, I think.
Yeah, that's like a better way of putting it, because there's punk. Punk is a very localized thing. Like, you're gonna live in an area, and you, based on the people and the stuff that's going on in your community, it's gonna be kind of warp your perspective of it. And I kind of understand that. And for people that have smaller communities or just less people going on in their world, they live vicariously a lot through these bigger communities.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
there's these bigger, LA, New York, Boston, Virginia has a huge thing. Connecticut has a huge hardcore community. Even PA and Philly, huge stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, always from Philly too, but like there's so many bigger communities, Chicago. We can go on, but it's that little stuff in little towns.
You're not going to see a punk rock flea market in every state.
Well, it's funny you say that, because punk rock flea markets started in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like Joe started
yeah.
that idea, and now that's something that kind of goes on everywhere.
That's
It's
my
amazing.
favorite event.
It is fun. We're going to be at the August, I think on the 22nd. We'll be at that one.
Sick.
What is it in Trenton?
Trenton.
What is it in there? I think I'm going to be doing TikToks with people, and they can donate money. And we're going to give it
Awesome.
away to like Catsbury Park or
Dude,
something
that's
like
fucking
that.
awesome.
You know? Just like you can come up and I'll do whatever you want with you.
Yeah.
And we'll be selling merch and stuff and doing interviews and
Rad.
stuff like that, you know? But it's just like being in a punk community in that sense of like you meet a bunch of people.
Yeah,
You become friends forever. You play
Yeah.
stupid music together. You make dumb jokes.
exactly.
And you build a bond, and you start to build values from that, you know, and and start to understand. There's a lot of things that I learned from just meeting different kinds of people that I would have probably never met in my stupid little town if I didn't go to these stupid hardcore shows and punk shows and ska shows, where I met 1,000 different kinds of people and got that perspective, and was like, oh shit, people don't like that.
Yeah.
Not gonna do that. I can see how that upsets you, you know, like you have a lot more connection to it when you're like, yeah, Jeff is awesome. I don't want to piss Jeff off,
Yeah, this,
or
this
Lisa
guy
or anybody else.
has like art on the back of a matchbook, and some of that shit is like crazy. What I really want to do is interview, like, I want to do a taxidermy podcast, just at a punk rock flea market, because you see a lot of odds and ends there, like
I have
in those
some taxidermy. I
was hoping you'd
I'm really not surprised.
Yeah,
I do.
I mean, again, that's not for everybody. Obviously, you're gonna get like,
Shout out to Chelsea, our resident producer with the taxidermy. Didn't know
And
she
a lot
had.
we'll have a collection of animal bones. It's a whole thing.
It's
No,
an
that's fine. That's
interesting thing that people like.
Yeah.
You know, like the bones and stuff. I've seen a lot of people like collect them. They go out
I've
in the
always
woods and
wanted-
stuff.
I have since I was in 4th grade.
You ever see? They're expensive as fuck, but it's a Beauchene skull, a blown out skull. They take one and they just take every piece of it and they just. It's sick.
it's hard for me.
It's
to
so
do
sick.
Thank you. So it's like that, and then the people that make like the baby doll configuration thing.
What is that?
You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you mean.
Like
and there are things that like do it.
The
do
zombie
everything
babies?
you want to do.
It's like Sid from fucking Toy Story.
But it's like people that like,
okay,
yeah, they're
okay.
like, I'm just make this creepy thing in my house and let it live there.
Yeah.
but like hundreds.
Yeah, hundreds. I'm gonna fuck
I respect
your
that
whole
though.
head up.
I respect the fuck out of that though, because
Do
some people
you?
come out with some crazy, dude. There's a sort of yeah. There's deep psychological problems there,
Do you, bro?
But dude, like, there's a big creative mind behind that to come up with something.
I get maybe it's like I like to think of things like it's an inside joke. Like it just doesn't happen to bother them.
Mhm.
Like they just like, well, it's just a doll. It doesn't bother me, right?
It's my hobby.
But they're like, yo, it bothers a lot of people.
A lot of people.
I'm gonna make these things, bro. It's like I'm gonna watch. It's like watching them walk in the door every time they light up. They're like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's like a psychic vampire every time someone walks in. I like that idea.
Just have a room dedicated in your house. The rest of your house looks normal, and be like, oh, come take a tour. Oh, and this is my doll room. And you walk into it and just like cameras record the.
Everything in my life is a build up to owning a laundromat. So that I can take all the quarters and go to the bank every week and be like, you ever see this many quarters? And just be like a weird dude like that.
Yeah.
Like just like first of all, you're gonna make money making a laundromat. Like you're gonna be fine.
Mhm.
You know?
You have to
You
roll
just
up
clean
in
there,
a wheelbarrow.
And then you show up with weird things every week, and every week that bank's like, fucking son of a bitch.
Yeah.
He's back.
I'll do that. That's all I want. I
Yeah.
just want to be a weird guy. that
Now,
gets
with
by.
all those quarters, like you have to roll them, right? Or does the bank?
I guess I could be nice and roll them.
I mean,
You'd have
technically-
to buy a quarter, like a roller, like.
I
drop
thought
them.
of this idea when I was younger. A friend of mine bought an arcade machine from one of the boardwalks, and they forgot to empty it.
Oh, word.
And a
Ooh.
bunch of quarters came out, and we had to go bring them to get them changed in. And we had like laundry baskets, like just quarters.
Oh,
And they were just like
shit.
laughing at us because we were like 15.
And
Just
that's
being
heavy
like,
as shit.
"Ah, we have all this money.
In
And they're
quarters.
Like, did you
We're
steal an
rich."
arcade machine? We're like, no, we bought an arcade
Yeah,
machine,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're dumb.
Yeah.
They're like, this is real heavy. And we're like, yeah, it is. And then when we got it back and opened it, we were like, holy shit, they're idiots. You know, like this
Mhm.
whole thing's full.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was like a few $100, if I remember
That's
correctly. He
great,
got
though.
out of it, but
Yeah.
it didn't cost him that much money. It definitely took off the cost. I can't remember how much it cost him.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
You know,
That's
It's
a
nice
good
little
find.
score, yeah.
That's like Storage Wars. Like you buy somebody
It was one of
else's
my
old
neighbors
shit.
growing up.
It's like
you know, like one of
finding
those kids
treasure.
who live in the neighborhood. And You're
Yeah.
like, now we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't like you, Chris, but
it
Whatever.
happens. it happens.
I'm throwing it out. Take it.
Yeah.
I think
You
those
get some
are
of
the
the
best
best
friendships.
stuff. Yeah.
That's the best friendships when you're forced to be friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
punk does that a lot. Like there were a lot of people that I was like, oh, this kid.
Yeah.
You know, growing up. And I like would invite him to my wedding. Now, like,
Yeah.
that openly for years, me and the singer of School Drugs, Josh Jerk,
Uh-huh.
hated each other. Couldn't be in the same room. Did
Yeah.
not like each other. All right? Did not like each other. Would invite him to my wedding if I got married tomorrow. Because we're
Awesome.
friends. You know, you're good
Yeah.
friends. He lives a few blocks from here, you know?
Being brought up like that kind of teaches you to deal with different people's personalities and not get offended by things, or just like kind of respect other people's opinions and personalities. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know, like I could see some people looking in on like a punk culture and just being like, what the fuck is that?
But there are people that do that. There's a giant.
That's
group of-
what
yeah,
makes us what we are in a way,
Yeah.
because like where else are we gonna go from there? Like we're just gonna become our own community.
What it comes down to is a community. First thing I learned about punk is unity sucks. It means I have to be friends with assholes.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
And I like that's just a pill you gotta swallow.
Mhm.
Like and for in certain situations you can make people a lot more bearable
Mhm.
by just being a little friendly
Yeah.
and being like, hey, maybe
It's an
don't
emotional
say that.
barter system.
It's like-
Hey, I'll be nice to you now if you're nice to me later.
Yeah.
But you develop a lot of
And
friendships.
I get a lot of people being like, I'm done.
Mhm.
You have that you're fair to. I'm not gonna take that attitude.
Mhm.
As like little white dude me is gonna be nice to everybody and convince you that maybe you should be nice to everybody too.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea. Yeah.
like man, you'll be less of a dick. Like, that takes a lot of. I understand that takes a lot for people,
It does.
but I feel like that is something I learned through going to show. Just like when you go to like a job and you're like, I have to work with this guy. I don't like him. He said he wants to tell me about like Survivor every week, and I've never watched Survivor, and it's like nothing against Survivor, but like
I know
I
nothing
definitely
about
don't want to watch it now.
Yeah.
Just Naked and Afraid episodes, like you know, on the truck ride to
He's
the
like,
job.
did you see? I'm like, no, I've never seen it. I know, just like last week.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's cool.
In the defense to Naked and Afraid is actually a cool show.
One
Is
of
that like
the
that's what I'm
best
saying?
shows.
Like if you like that show,
Yeah.
do you? Like
It's a
I'm not
cool show.
shitting on
It's a cool
any
show.
of those shows.
It's super.
I'm
like,
sure I could get sucked into it.
I feel
I
like
don't want
there's
to.
a big part of it that's fake as fuck, but whatever.
It's just when
I'm
every
gullible.
week comes by and you're like, new episode of Survivor came out, bro. What did you say? I'm like, what do you think? I'm like last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never
But, like,
have seen.
I'm not a diehard like
interested.
that,
I'm
yeah.
building a hatred towards the show
Yeah.
because I don't want to hate you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I'd rather hate the show than you. I was
Because
brought
we
up
have
better
to
than
work
that.
for 12 hours together.
Yeah, that's the worst, dude. I've
You
been
know?
through that situation so many times, and it doesn't get easier. It
Like
doesn't.
Fear Factor.
You just you swallow it and you just go.
But
That
there's
was one of those.
It's any of those shows. Any show that you like and I don't care, or some music I don't care. I'll listen to a little bit of it. It's just. It's you being like, you're gonna hear about it, guy. Like this
Yeah,
episode of
yeah.
Friends, you're
Yeah.
gonna laugh.
No.
Yeah.
You're like,
Why did you
In
laugh? That was
3,
funny.
2, 1, cue audience laughter.
Here's the joke. No wait.
And they're all like, it's suspense. Like,
the
yeah.
setup, the punchline.
And it's like, nope, that
Oh,
wasn't
man.
funny. I still hate
Yeah,
you.
I
didn't get it.
Rachel is not funny, guy.
No.
But
Not
But
at all.
it's each their own, and I get that. And it's easier to do when you're younger. I think that's a thing that punk does to you too. When you're young, you're a young kid, you like this thing that a lot of people don't even know what it is,
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
they might even tell you it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like-
yeah.
They're like, didn't that happen in the 70s? Like the Ramones? You're like, no, bro. You're like,
No, it's
You're
never
like, listen to this thing, and then you hear like somebody be excited about a new Kanye album or a
Mhm.
new whatever popular album is, and you're like, this kid doesn't really like music, and it's like, it's not that he doesn't like music, bro. It's just like he doesn't like it like you do,
Yeah.
and like you don't have to hate on him
Mhm.
because he just like that one episode.
Did you ever,
Yeah.
did you ever play that SpongeBob video game console where it's just a block of SpongeBob's head and his nose is the joystick?
No,
What? I kind of want to play it.
It's kind of cool. Like it's kind of like Mario style, like back and forth.
I like that.
And you're just SpongeBob and Bikini Bottom, and there's I guess a couple different game styles, and his nose is the joystick.
I like it. I like it. I like SpongeBob in general.
It's mildly sexual, but
Have you seen those
Also,
TikTok?
really random.
That's
Right?
what I was
I couldn't
looking
go through
for.
laughing. I'm like, where did
I
that
thought
come
that's the
from?
direction we were doing random, right?
I was so confused. You threw me for one real quick.
it was leading up to it. If I watch this back, I'll tell you my train of thought because it's gone now. But
Oh
Did
Jesus!
you went? I think you just decided you're like sponge. I bet it was like a country that you're like this thing bricks sponge.
I think it was
video game. You know, like it was probably like something
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
broke down.
like Windows 98 just crashing. You know.
Oh my God!
Because yeah, I've done that before in life where I'm sitting there, I'm like, the guy's like singing about something, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
I think it was the
yeah,
arcade
I should
game
get
that set that off.
carrots.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, it was the
Every
arcade.
day.
We were talking about the arcade game and the quarters and everything, and I was like, oh shit, and like we started talking about the punk rock
There you
stuff.
go.
And like for me,
See, you
it's like
got
from
there.
like studded belts to SpongeBob video games.
Yeah,
you know.
I like that. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun.
Welcome
trip.
to
I
the
like-
ride of
Thank
my
you for
brain.
taking me
Yeah,
there.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
that was cool. That was cool.
It wasn't as much of a roller coaster as it was one of those like what do they call them, the mice things where it like jerks real quick.
Oh
Yeah. It's like one of those movies that start halfway through and then they tell you the beginning at the end.
Ooh, I
M.
like
Night
that.
Shyamalan.
You bring that up a
Very
lot.
Tarantino.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I'm part of that generation that just likes Tarantino movies, and I'm like, that's art, bro.
Yeah.
It's art. I don't care what he said. I know it's an excuse for him
Is
to
that a
say the
Tarantino
N-word.
movie?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I don't
Yeah.
want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable too.
Sure.
Fuck.
Unbelievable. So yeah, so you've been on TikTok for how long now?
Oh, I've been on it for like 3 years, but like I only got popular in the past year doing the content.
Now, I don't know. I don't know if the numbers I have are up to date, but so we're looking at
I can look it up.
like 192,000 followers, over 8 million likes, somewhere in that
Something
ballpark.
like that in the main account.
Somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, there might be a little more, but in the main account, because there's a secondary account, and that's a little under 30,000.
That's awesome.
On the
dude.
backup account.
Did you just like wake up one day and was just like, what the fuck? Or
It was a progression over a year, but it was like you saw one video do well, and I was like, okay, well, you like that kind of stuff, so I'm going to talk about that a little more. And then after like 4 more videos, another one did well, and then there were like, you know, little progressions. And it was better than anything I ever did before, because everything was like 30 views, you know, like one like, you know, and for like two years, I think I might have had one that hit 100. And then I did a video where I was talking about, I was like, I can't believe people pay like hundreds of dollars to spit thousands of feet away from their favorite band and watch them on basically a screen. I'm like, I pay $15 and I jump on the stage and get to sing my favorite song.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm like, I saw Fear do their reunion tour, their 40-year reunion tour. After 40 years of being in punk, some kid from New Jersey that was like 21 jumped on stage and punched him in the face. Like he was just playing, and he was like, bah, and he jumped out. I paid $20 to see that, bro.
That's sick.
And then like every time I've seen Death by Stereo, I was like saying in the video, I'm like, I've seen them 8 times, and every time I've seen them, I jump on the stage and I sing Desperation Train.
Awesome.
By the 8th time I saw them, they were like, where's that kid that sings Desperation Train? They were like, I saw him earlier dancing. They were like, where is that kid? And they're like, we're going to sing that song now. And I got on stage and sang it. And I woke up that morning and Death by Stereo posted that video on their Instagram. And I was like, what's going on? And that, like, from there, it was more and more videos and more little things like that, where it was like, I'm making content about punk or commenting on it, and the videos are doing good,
getting a
the
response.
jokes. And then it became like jokes about New Jersey or informative. And then I started doing like informative things. Like the first informative thing I did was about Insane Clown Posse.
Okay.
And this is like this is an inside thing that me and my group of friends have always talked about. And I thought was kind of more of a well-known thing in hardcore, but it kind of became abundantly clear when I got on the app that they were considered a joke by a lot of people that were younger. And I was like, or problematic. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, if there's any hill I will die on, it's the ICP hill.
Yeah.
And I did these informative videos where it started off as one, and I was just like, this is why you should have respect for ICP.
You didn't message everybody and be like, I want to correct you on this.
No, I did not do that. I did not personally message them.
No, you just made it public to the
I
the
made
world.
a video just talking about all the accomplishments they did as DIY artists and all the things they've done,
like charitable events,
and then people were talking about the charitable events in the comments, and they were like, we want more.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll do another one about the charities, because I looked it up and it was so many. It was so fucking many. And I was like, okay, we got something here. And I did a video on that, and then I did a third video. I ended up doing like 4 or 5. And then since then, I've made other videos where I've made arguments where I'm like, dude, no. You know, like,
I heard at the gathering of the Juggalos, they've been known to fling poo.
I'm not saying they're beneath that.
I mean, I heard they get crazy at the Juggalo. Like the Fago is flowing, and they're just going.
I've seen them live
ham.
once when I was pretty young. I was like maybe 16. I saw them at Birch Hill, that does not exist anymore, in Old Bridge. They were opening for Guar, who did not play because they showed up late, and a huge fight broke out.
Oh, Jesus.
But ICP did play, and they had a giant stage full of Fago. And by the end of the show, they did not.
Awesome.
It was just on everybody or in everybody's hand.
That's awesome.
And it was crazy. And they were a lot of fun. And that was one of my first experiences with them. But it's just always been a well-known thing in my community and through my group of friends that like ICP has this weird connection to DIY community and is the most accomplished DIY artists who ever live.
Yeah.
And like what they've done is so crazy as people shit on them. And at the same time,
It
they're
doesn't
just
stop them.
giving money away,
Yeah.
making buttloads, just having fun and just helping people. And I just think that like, it's this great capture of at our worst, we're fantastic.
Mhm.
You know, like
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
lowest of lows, you
Yeah.
could boil us and be like, well, what about juggalos? And I'm like, actually, they're pretty sweet people.
Yeah.
You know, like for us to be able to do that as like as a DIY community, that's really interesting. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
fun and kind of encapsulates everything that's great about us.
Mhm.
That it's so accepting and it's so open and it's so trying to evolve. And these people that sit in the back with their hands folded and are like, it was cooler when I was younger and people were
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
stabbed.
Yeah.
Are just
At the end of
like-
the day, it's like a community. It's its own community.
it's just fun, you know, and it's supposed to be fun. And I think that people forget that. And like, and for them, it was an escape too.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
just were coming from a rougher world and nobody's debating that. You know, like I don't think anybody's debating that the world that was before us, it was a harder world and people dealt with different things and maybe things have to be looked at differently because of that. But when you continue those actions, you don't continue to evolve in any way or can't see it from anybody else's point of view. I just don't understand why I have to listen to you when you made a good album like 35 years ago.
Yeah.
like it just, that's how a lot of kids, I think, feel. And it doesn't surprise me that young punk kids are like, "Bleh, we don't care." You know, like, duh, of course they don't care, bro.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember being young and your parents telling you about the Beatles constantly and you being like, shut the fuck up. I was
Yeah.
born in the 80s or the early 90s. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
like, you know, like I don't relate to that. You know, like it's not that it's bad music. I just don't relate to Led Zeppelin or the Rolling Stones like
Yeah.
you do. You know, like that's not how I'm coming from it. It's understandable that bunch of kids relate to a bunch of music that's angry and comes from like suburban kids.
Yeah.
Just being like, I don't know what I'm angry about, but I'm looking for
Yeah.
something to be
Definitely
pissed.
angry.
Like,
Yep.
definitely misplaced aggression here. We're looking for, you know, like
It'll
somewhere
make
to
its
aim
way
it,
back.
you know?
Yeah.
And just finding a fun place to release it. You know, like something like a mosh pit is such a misunderstood thing by
Yeah.
so many people who are not part of a community like that, where it's really this thing where you can get out some energy and have fun with your friends. And like when it looks like, oh my God, that guy's running right into that guy. I'm like, that's Chris and that's Jeff. They're brothers.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
They like, they're no, like literally have the same mom. Like, and like people don't see that side of it.
No.
Or like they're like their neighbors or they went to elementary school together or they're in the same band or something like that. Like those people running into each other at full speed
Yeah.
probably know each other.
And they
Like,
probably love each other.
yeah, like
And if they don't, they're about to.
yeah, and that too. There's
Yeah.
that too where that accidentally happens and it's like, oh dude, I'm so sorry I knocked into you. I was
Yeah.
aiming for Jeff.
Yeah.
His asshole is standing right behind you.
Yeah, here, let me help you up.
And
you
the whole
know?
thing is,
Like,
when you're in a pit for the outside world, yeah, it looks like there's a giant fight, but in there, it's more of a family. If somebody gets knocked down, you're 5 people are picking them right up.
First roll of the pit.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
somebody
it's-
falls, you pick them up, and it's just like life. And yeah, you're absolutely right.
And there's a fine line between fighting and dancing.
yeah, some
Yeah.
people take it a little.
I mean, I think that what it comes down to is sometimes bands bring a certain energy,
Of course.
or certain atmospheres or places, and you got to read the room.
Mm-hmm.
And there is times where it's like, I don't know anybody in this fucking room. There's 30 people here. Maybe I shouldn't go as hard as I should.
Exactly.
You know, like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I don't know anybody here, you know, like, and it's not that somebody wants to hurt you, bro. It's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's
you know,
different.
like how
Yeah.
can anybody take that as anything but aggression?
Mhm.
You know, when I don't know you and you're coming full force at me, or anything like that, or it seems aimed, or people they come from a community where it's more like a push mosh,
Mhm.
where like in New Jersey we're much more of dancers.
Yeah.
And that's a big confusing thing. I remember the first time I was in Nevada, I was in Vegas at House of Blues to see Pennywise.
Okay.
Like I was there,
Amazing.
my friends, we went across the country and I stayed in at I stayed in Nevada because my parents were vacationing, and I was going to go home with them the next day because I did not want to ride back in a van with a bunch of people. So they were leaving the next day on the plane, and the show was there. I was like, let's go to this. So a bunch of us went with my little sister.
Sick.
I never like brought her with us, and they had like, yeah, kids who were bro moshing. Like nobody two-stepped or anything. And like, that's fine. I've seen that in New York. I've seen that in other places.
It gets annoying though.
I personally don't care for it. I feel like I think it's a younger people thing. I think it's a kind of like, I don't know how to, this is my first time here, or this is my first time dealing with this, or I'm not a person that participates in the community, maybe just likes a few albums or likes a few bands. I don't really, we'll make a side pit, you know, like, I'm not really out to fight with people about that as an older person, especially being older, because I feel like you could hurt somebody, you know, like there's a lot of young kids out there. They're 15. They don't need, I don't care. I'm not a big guy, but like, I'm 37. I'm not hitting you accidentally or you know, like let not have that situation happen.
And you know what's funny? You know, growing up, going to shows my whole life, there's always those guys in the pit that they rip their shirts off and they're just juiced out, and they just stand in the middle and just shove kids. It's like, dude, like
they're the bodyguard of the pit, though. That's really,
but
what
not
it
really.
is.
They're like the troublemakers of the pit. Like there's always
that crowd killing bullshit. Like it's a different. It goes different with different people, and people like to. Like I said, it's hard to read rooms sometimes when people come from an ignorant place. You know, like you come from a place where people are doing crazy things. You've never seen anything else. I do get it a little, but you got to read the room. Especially when there are a younger audience. I mean, sometimes, I think you're going to see a younger audience at Knock Loose. I don't know if you're going to see a younger audience at like some local hardcore band that just got reunited that, you know, hasn't played in 10 years. You know, like, I don't, you know, like something like that. Like if Get Real got back together from the Jersey Shore and did a reunion show in the area, I wouldn't expect to see that many young kids. I would see like 18-year-old kids, 20-year-old kids maybe, but I don't think I would see a lot of 15-year-old kids there. Where I expect to see that shit at like Streetlight Manifesto or Bouncing Souls or something like that. Yeah,
Man with Dynamite Hands.
Yeah, like like
Aquabats.
Yeah, exactly. Aquabats. Yeah, exactly. You know, like
I saw them like a couple years ago.
I've seen
and
them
I bought
a
whole
bunch
suit.
of times. Yeah,
They're fun. They're so fun.
They're what pure fun.
And you made me take out the suit at the barbecue.
Yeah,
right?
I made him put the suit on. I was like, dude, you had to put it on.
And that's probably the biggest joke I have on there is the Aquabats joke. And I think that it just encapsulates that. Like, it's a fun joke. It's a funny song, and it's a fun celebration song. It's not supposed to be used that way. You know, like everyone's like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. You know? And I think it's they have never acknowledged it. They have to know about it by now. I would really appreciate it if they didn't like it. I don't know why. That would make the joke a little juicier if they were just like, "Don't do that."
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know, and I don't. And
that's
honestly,
the equivalent of people making dolls and saying
their stuff is for kids.
Yeah.
So I get them just being like, you know what, we make shows for kids, like it's a kids.
Well, it became that because their original audience grew up and started a family. Yeah. So, like, they want to still go to shows.
His goal was always to make an Aquabat show. Like,
I saw the cartoons. I saw all that,
And, like, Yo Gabba Gabba and that stuff was all a predecessor to that stuff. And, like, it's great. It's amazing. And they deserve everything they get because they're a fantastic band and it's a fantastic joke.
They were at the Pony maybe like 2 or 3 years ago.
I probably was at that show too.
And it was like a 5-year-old's birthday party.
Oh, yeah.
They had the pizza and they were crowd surfing on the pizza. And I was like, in Aquabats costume, like, this is awesome. Like,
the first time I ever saw them was at Club Chrome. Like, the day I heard about them was my friend put on Pool Party. And he's like, listen to Pool Party. Like, we should go see this band today. And I'm like, yeah. This sounds fun.
Definitely.
And they were playing like Planet Smashers. I don't know who else played, but I know the Planet Smashers played.
Yeah.
And we went there and it was sold out and the Aquabats were outside, like out of costume. And one of my friends recognized them and was like, oh, you guys are the Aquabats. And they were like, oh, you can't get in? And we're like, it's sold out. And they walked us to the door and they were like, let these kids pay. And we just, the 3 of us paid at the door and we got in. And then we saw the whole show. It was so crowded in there. We should have not been let
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
Like, it was
Definitely over capacity.
over capacity as I mean, there was many reasons
They
why
have the
that venue
villain come on
closed, but-
stage, and they did the whole.
Yeah, they had the monsters
Yeah.
and they had like a goat monster that got stabbed and stuff
Okay.
like that. They weren't doing the big screen yet.
Mhm.
That was still earlier before they did the big commercials in between.
Yeah.
But I saw them a few times after that. I saw them in Philly a few times where they had the big screen. They have the commercials for like yogurt pack.
Yeah.
Like the belt that has yogurt, dispenses yogurt or something for kids.
Mhm.
And a bunch of other stupid shit.
I
like
love
that.
all
It's
those
fucking
side
awesome.
commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like their intermission in their own cartoon.
It's all very like what is it? It's like, what is Godzilla? What kind of creature is he? I forget the term for that. It's a kaiju.
Oh yeah, kaiju.
Yeah, they do very kaiju stuff.
Yeah.
Or esque Japanese stuff that I love.
I went and saw Kaiju Big Battle a few years back at.
I have also seen them. Amazing.
Yeah, dude, I was in heaven. I was just like,
It's one of the funnest shows ever.
Yeah.
It
You
is
showed
one-
me a video.
I'm not a huge wrestling fan,
no,
but
same.
they're one of more like the wrestling niche things that I'm
Mhm.
like, this I would go to every time.
I mean,
They're
who
so
doesn't want to
fun.
watch big monsters in cardboard cities just going crazy?
It's like real life Rampage.
Yeah.
Yes, and the VHSs they have where they're like dressed in the costumes and they're like yelling and they're all dubbed and it's not like
Yeah.
they speak perfect English, but they have like pop punk bands play between between battles and
Yeah,
stuff. It's
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was fun. That was Starland. I saw them.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
saw them at Starland? Crazy.
Yeah, I think it was like 5 years ago.
And that's the
5
one
years.
in Philly, or the
No.
one or the
Starland
you went
is
to Starland
Sayreville.
Ballroom and
Yeah.
and Sayreville.
Sayreville,
Okay.
yeah.
Because there's a there's another
Starlight.
Starlight in Philly. I don't know if it still exists, but I've seen some good shows there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, Takis makes potato chips now.
But Takis?
Yeah, Takis.
Takis?
Yeah.
I don't know what those are.
They're like a spicy corn.
Oh,
They
wait,
like
I do
spicy
know what those
snack.
are.
The purple bag, like the
Yes,
chili lime.
Dude, I know what
flavor.
those are. Those
The
things are
crack
good, man.
on
They're
a
good,
fucking
they're good.
corn tortilla or
They're
whatever
pretty
it
good.
is. Yeah, they're
They
solid.
should have a lot of things.
Talk about odd snacks. Taki potato chips. Slim Jim
I'm not a Slim Jim guy.
chicharrones.
Never.
Ew.
Slim Jims is the stuff that
So
falls on the
good.
floor, right? Isn't
It's
that-
like a toenail, like yeah.
It's just the shit that hits the floor, right? They're
Oh,
just like,
yeah.
oops, and they
Mhm.
sweep it up,
Ugh.
and then you eat it.
That's like Scrapple.
I'm an old man at heart. So like I think I just had this conversation.
Are you
the
gonna
other
tell us
day.
how much your hat costs?
He eats.
$25?
He eats. He eats
$9
liverwurst.
down the
He's-
road.
He's a man that will order a liverwurst sandwich.
Oh,
A
yeah.
liverwurst sandwich? Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, you should be locked up.
Growing up
Thank you.
at the
so
Knights
much.
of Columbus, okay, like a
That shit's hot,
VFW,
though.
they had
Yeah.
Slim Jims in their
I ain't
vending
gonna
machines.
shit on all old people stuff.
I have a-
All right.
Wait, can we
I have a
also,
back
I
support in
want to
my
eat
truck.
my meal at 3:00 and go see a movie at 11.
Done.
Can we hear the rationale how you got to the Taki Chips? Was there a progression of thought of how you ended up there?
I think he
Because-
tried to
Weird
segue
snacks.
because
Also
we
fascinated.
just all at the same time just
Quiet.
shut up.
Yeah.
I was
that
just
a
like
segue.
stoned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the feeling.
And but so
That's what
all right,
happens.
Here we go. Here we
rather
go.
rather than indulge in cocktail hour because I was getting spoiled, become a little bratty.
you had me a cock.
That's what she said.
Um, 4 nights a week, I'm eating like raw seafood, like pastas, like salmon.
Raw seafood?
They like sushi.
Sushi.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just like that you worded as raw seafood.
You're like,
not
raw
chicken.
seafood.
All right.
I don't want you to
Not
be-
oysters.
Wusses.
Oysters, right? Oysters are seafood, right? Is that?
Yeah, they're,
Yeah,
you
clams
can-
is a raw bar.
To be honest, that shit's hot.
But
I don't eat that shit, but that shit's hot.
it's bougie.
Yeah, it's bougie, definitely.
I'm a
bougie.
very bougie person.
I agree.
Do
you drink it with like shots of vodka? And
I
then you're
usually
like,
drink it
"Bah!" and you
old fashions.
cackle at the world.
Old fashions.
Old fashions. I like it.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Do you stand somewhere tall so that you are above things?
No, I
So that
sit in the background
so
in the corner of
everything's
the room.
beneath you? So as you say, hold your, what is it? Your old fashioned.
My old fashioned.
You stand there with your old fashioned eating your raw seafood.
Look at all these people dancing and,
like,
having a
how
good
dare they
time.
be
He's got to be.
young.
He's got to be in a smoking
Youths.
jacket.
No, I'm just creeping hard on the bridesmaids.
I like it.
Wait.
This
What?
conversation is now one of my favorite conversations that has ever occurred in this room.
I'm
It's
so
so mild, but
confused.
just
gotta
so-
get
I'm just
that
trying to read the room
above.
like, who's getting freaky tonight?
You gotta get above.
What
the
room? Where were you?
Yeah, where the how do we end up at a wedding?
this room
Where-
or the wedding?
Whatever
What wedding
situation.
are you
it is.
at?
So
I
confused.
thought
I
that
mean-
he was on like a throne of some
Are
sort.
you reading this room, trying to catch a vibe?
Are
'Cause
we
I
at a
don't-
wedding now?
We can vibe.
We can vibe. That's fine.
Who's getting married?
Whoa.
I'm new here, so I'm scared.
it's like Vegas in this room.
Is
Oh,
it?
man.
It is.
I like that. But there's cameras everywhere. That's actually
Oh,
Vegas.
Vegas. That's Vegas.
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
being so good. Usually she's gnawing on the bone.
Oh, yeah, she's a good dog.
Jumping on my cock. That sounds weird.
That's
In a painful
was-
type of way.
it
Let
was
me
how it
preface that.
sounded.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I
what you
probably
said.
should
It
have
wasn't
worded
the
that a little
context.
different.
It
But
wasn't the context of what you said,
But it was like
how
but
it
he,
sounded.
But he dropped it like a hard C.
Oh.
It was a hard C. It was
cock. Cock. Emphasize the C in cock. Vocabulary.
We're not
Wow.
beneath
I'm
dick
so
jokes.
confused.
no,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, I have a dick pen.
A
Yeah.
dick pen.
It's a dick pen.
And you're not even writing.
It's not even a pin
No.
though. It's a tire cap.
You're like, I don't
Yeah.
need to write. I just need a
I
dick
just
pen.
need a dick pen. No,
Can we get a dick-related pen?
it's a
For
air
writing,
valve.
absolutely not.
It's an air valve cap for your tire.
You still have the sour pickle balls?
We need more phallic things
Yeah, we
in the
do.
room.
Why?
You want to try a sour pickle ball?
A sour pickle?
Sour pickle ball.
What's that?
Horrible.
It sounds not fun.
It's terrible, but it's not as terrible as
You
they
can-
would make it out to
Can
be.
I
can,
see
You
it?
can show them, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Chelsea.
I like how there's
Give me
now
a second, I'm
challenges.
sticking- I'm sticking
That's
to the
some
chair.
that's some evil shit.
Here.
Like get people here, get them high, and be like, "Yo, you want to try some
Yo,
shit?
You want to try some crazy
Yeah.
shit?
That's the
Yo, let's
sour
go in my
pickle
fridge
ball.
and just put stuff together." Okay, let's see
Honestly,
this.
just open it up and smell it.
Sour
No, we don't
pickle
want.
balls.
So
All
we
right.
did a show, an episode based
Delicious
upon.
sour pickle.
It was like we were trying to find like the
What's
most
the
sour
kick?
stuff.
Is the kick spicy?
There's a little spice
It's
to it, but
supposed
it's
to be, but I don't think it was spicy or sour. I think it just tasted
it's like
awful.
I think
You
it's
re-
cayenne.
But you guys ate that shit, right? You ate the.
It's,
the
I
did
think
not.
it's just cayenne. It's not a ghost pepper. It's not a reaper or anything like
There's no
that.
spice to that.
It's no. There's there's
For
cayenne.
the
in
sake
it.
of
Supposed to
comedy,
be.
I'll do it.
Oh.
I mean,
You
Oh,
got
can we-
fresh
can
water.
we-
See,
can we-
she made it sound like it was
Can
a
we-
bad idea.
I mean, okay, so
So
we
she
all
did better
did
than
it,
us.
and I didn't have any sort of facial reaction to it whatsoever. But that's again, like we talked about before.
He
I'm
ran
very
out of-
competitive.
Wait, what's in this? Because
It's just pickle.
I have dietary restrictions.
yeah. Let's check this first. But Ryan ran out of the room, and I immediately spit it into
Yeah.
a napkin
Oh,
I
yeah.
swallowed
made
it
his bathroom
because I'm a
green.
champ.
Yeah.
because Chelsea
and that
swallows.
is a button.
I do not see gluten in here.
It's like a freeze dried. I would
Oh, I
compare it to like
see.
space food, but pickles.
Yeah, this looks
freeze dried
This
pickles.
looks pretty vegan, guys. Besides the fact I don't see gelatin in here.
No, I think it's just like a freeze dried pickle kind of.
Yeah, I think we're in the.
Oh, I was gonna say I can Google if sour pickle balls are
No, I don't
vegan.
see- I don't see anything. I expected gelatin,
Ah,
and I don't see anything.
and that comes from animal hooves.
That comes from something evil.
Yeah.
Just-
Right.
Give it a sniff first.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan, why don't you be
I
a-
like how it
why
Do you
don't
looks.
you be a
want
good?
to? Do you want?
not
Yeah.
appealing
Be
at
a
all.
good host.
Come on.
I'm not the host. I'm the co-host, Chris. So
I can't do it with you, my friend. I'm sorry.
They're that bad?
yes.
Can't
No.
do- I can't.
They're
you
that
don't-
bad?
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. To convince
You
me.
don't have to do
the
it.
Can you
fear
lick
in
it?
your eyes.
It's
Can
really-
you
It's
lick
like-
it? Can
not
you
that
The fear
lick-
in your. I don't want to touch my hand. I don't want to put my hands in my face.
Oh
now.
my
So-
god, it's bad. It's not in like a painful way.
No,
just
it's not
gross.
pain-
It's
I don't
it's
like.
super.
I don't like not
weird.
fun things.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
it's not
not.
fun.
It's not fun.
It's super
No.
salty.
So
I would
we-
say that's the main
you're
flavor. It's
you're-
just like salt.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're
thank you.
welcome.
I appreciate you.
You were about to do it. We commend that. That's
I
awesome.
was for the sake of comedy to be interesting. But
Yeah.
now I feel like it's less interesting. I feel like doing it is a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
And not funny.
It's
It'll take your day for like a hard left turn.
It'll just
Nah,
make your
man, I
mouth
got
taste
stuff
like
to do.
shit for a few. It'll make your mouth greener than green,
It
like
sticks
dark
in your
green.
teeth terribly.
Where did you
too.
get those? Like, do you not like your friends?
Amazon.
Okay.
No, we put a
Yeah,
show
I guess you
together.
don't.
We were trying to find the most sour candy,
Interesting.
and I came across these because it was from the Alamo Candy Company in Texas.
Alamo Candy. I've heard
Yeah.
of them before, actually. They're
It's not.
It's awesome packaging. This fucking pickle on here, this little cowboy pickle on here,
He's-
I want that tattooed on my fucking body. That is the
Oh,
sickest
yeah.
shit I've ever
Hell
seen in my
yeah.
life. Like,
Those and the smog balls had a good packaging.
Yeah, smog balls are really cool looking.
yeah,
And they tasted the
enjoy
best.
this.
They were
in my
like a
opinion.
gobstopper type.
It was a
candy.
reverse can. It was a reverse thing. It was like
That's some cool shit.
gummy crunchy, wasn't it? Or crunchy gummy. It was crunchy, then gummy.
I feel like you got to pick a good thing you really like to tattoo on your body now that I think about it, because they'll probably send you something, and you don't want to get sent something like that you don't like. You're
Like sour
I'm-
pickleballs
you're
by
like,
the
case.
and you're just like, here it all comes. You're like, I guess I don't like my friends.
Yeah. Guys, here.
Start putting them in
lady
their
selling
packages.
Tupperware on like Sweetwater and their can.
These are actually it's a funny like I guess I don't
I know
I
some
can't-
friends.
It's
I
a
know some
gag
friends that'll take the
candy.
challenge. I definitely do.
I mean
Ed the Punk will eat that shit.
I just don't see somebody eating this and going, I want another one.
So how do you think they
I'm
sell
going on
them?
their Amazon account.
I don't-
Amazon now
All
to
you
see the
guys holding
ratings.
on to them, like trying to scare your friends.
I don't know. I mean you're more you could take that with you and you
See,
can,
that's
you
what
can,
I mean.
You can
Yeah.
You feel like you've made a terrible
It's like the
purchase.
box.
You feel like you
You
made
just-
an
it was
evil
fun.
purchase.
It was a fun episode.
Yeah.
It was a fun
I
episode.
like that. I like how it's like a Twilight Zone episode too
Yeah.
now, because you're just
See,
like,
like-
you're like, get it away.
I did it once. I
It's
I
like
did
the
that,
arcade game,
like,
like we're gonna get rid of it, so like here, have it.
like
Or the cursed car where you can't lie.
I
Yeah.
did it
Yeah.
once. I'm good. Like I got
Twilight
it
Zone.
out of my system. I did that once. I'm good.
That's a
Maybe I'll
I
do
don't
that
need to
again.
get that out of my. I don't think it's in my system.
Maybe I would
What,
do
the
that
chips?
again.
Yeah, the chip is not in my system.
Same.
Yeah, I don't think it's in my system. I think, like I'll do some stupid stuff, but maybe fall down, make myself look dumb.
Yeah.
But not chip related,
You don't
not
wanna-
hot sauce related, or
No.
like drinking Lysol or some shit like that.
Tide
Yeah,
Pods.
yeah.
That's
We'll
where I
never
sh-
ask you to drink Lysol.
That's
promise
where
you.
that's where I draw the line. It's like people being like, I don't hurt myself, like
Yeah.
medically.
Yeah.
I'll-
Like we're gonna get
I'll
That's
never.
lower than
call 911.
That's lower than poop jokes, in my opinion.
I'll never eat a Reaper. Like I'll never eat a hot pepper or anything like that. There's just no use.
I get
for
it.
Oh,
if
I'll
that's
do- I'll
what you
do- I'll do
for
peppers. I'll
food
do, like,
stuff,
raw
like,
peppers and shit.
Wait, but I turned my mic off. You wouldn't do the chip challenge, but you would eat
But you
a
eat a Reaper.
Carolina
Sure.
Reaper.
Yeah.
But like,
Can
I
we get a Reaper? Where can we get a Reaper?
I don't know.
You can order one, or
Yeah.
go to a farmer's market or some shit, right?
I mean, I would do it, but that's because I am who I am. But
I just like fresh.
the
anybody
heat-
doing it is interesting. I'm gonna be honest with you. I watch fucking
I might not like
anybody
it.
in the
Just have
street.
fun.
I don't think
I'm
anybody
looking it up
likes it.
now.
I think it's a thing for cooking, right? It's
Yeah.
like a
Yes.
thing you put in things.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. They use it in like jerk chicken and shit like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I mean. You cut
a
it
lot
up
of,
or
like-
season it with something. You're not supposed to eat that shit.
No.
Talking about other shit that you
What
wouldn't
psychopath
eat,
was like, I'm gonna put this in my food. I'm gonna figure out a way.
The pucker button.
I went to the
company.
insect museum in Tom's River, and there was
I know
an employee
exactly what
there.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place is amazing.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool.
Insectopolis, yeah.
There's Insectopolis. There's a employee there that is on a bug diet. He incorporates like larvae and
It's actually really smart.
That is
It's actually a very smart
interesting
Super
thing.
as
humanitarian.
fuck. I don't care what you think.
I want a
Yeah.
3-course meal of like his daily life. I
just
want a
wanna
3-course
see
meal.
it. I just want to see the meals. Does he have an
No.
Instagram where he takes pictures of it or some shit?
We should.
I'm
find
like,
out.
There's a
there's
game.
so much
Doesn't,
going
he's
on.
a
Wait,
fool.
What do you mean?
what?
Oh no, a bug game. So I had it for work and I never use it. And it's like a roulette wheel. It's like a wheel. You spin the wheel and it lands on the bug you have to eat. And it comes with freeze dried of different types of bugs.
Yeah, bring it.
I'm
As a
going to
vegan,
either it up,
I
but I'll
hate
order a new
bugs.
one.
Hate 'em.
Done.
What's
I've
their
eaten crickets.
deal,
I have
bro?
chocolate
don't
covered
know.
crickets in my house right now.
Think about it.
I think
You're
they're the
this
aliens.
size, and then you see like an elephant or some crazy big thing that's not even close to how big we are compared to them, and you're like, "Don't go there. We don't live there." You know, like that's
yeah.
not human land.
Aren't there
all right?
like more protein in like?
And these motherfuckers
ounce,
are all
yeah.
up in your face and shit. What's that all about?
They don't care. No fear.
Ignorant.
Zero.
Ignorant. I don't like it.
Yeah. Personal space.
I'll break vegan on a bug any day. Fuck that shit. Why would you get all up in my face? Come in my home?
Yeah.
In my home?
In my car while I'm driving.
How dare
I open the
you?
window open.
Landing on me?
Do I go to your home, stick my fingers in your hive and shit? What the fuck's that all about?
Yeah.
And
Like,
throw up
those
on your table.
beekeepers are evil. I'm telling you that. I'm saying I'm on your side. Stay out of my house. The argument I'm making to all insect
I could
race.
never be a beekeeper.
Would you wear a beard of bees?
No.
Like under
Is that like a problem, like a fear of yours? Like somebody's gonna be like, you have to be a beekeeper.
So we were just talking about insects, and
You have no other choice.
when
have to
I was
keep
younger, I
bees.
used to mow the neighbors' lawns, and the bees that live underground, I guess like some sort of like a yellow jacket or something, or
Okay.
I mowed
Are
over
you about
their.
to tell me you come from a long line of beekeepers? And
No.
you left them.
I do have beekeepers in my family though.
I
Funny
knew
story.
it. I knew it. You
Local
left
honey.
The long line of the proud line of
he
beekeepers.
even said local
behind.
honey.
And, yeah, see, he's shouting them out still. That's
No
working
plugs.
for them.
No plugs.
Plugs.
Unless they pay.
No, so I ran over this underground nest of like bees or whatever, and they went up my pants and all stung me. And I
That's
got naked in my neighbor's front yard at like.
that's a
13.
solid reason to get naked.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I was
in
scared.
your neighbor's front yard.
Yeah.
I mean,
Next time I get naked in my neighbor's front yard, I'll yell bees.
just say bee.
I'll be
Bees.
like, it's bees. It's
It's
bees. It's
just
not
bees.
my will to get naked here.
Yeah. Oh, it's bees. It's bees.
That's
Like,
nothing.
unbutton it.
All the clothes. Sorry, bees everywhere.
Yeah. They'll get it. They'll understand.
Sir, please stop
You get it.
swinging your penis around. It's
Bees.
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 It's just bees.
Bees. Yeah. Still bees.
Just swing it around. Get it away.
I think they're still here. I think I should wait like a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can.
Till it goes away. All right.
Yeah.
And see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Same time, same channel.
So what's that drink that's sweating over there?
Sweat
I
the
keep
drink
turning
that's
off
sweating.
my
That
microphone.
sweaty drink.
No, it's their passion tea. Their
Like a
Passion
refresher?
tea.
no, just tea. Just
Is that
Oh,
just the tea.
what
black
requires the tea
tea.
to be passionate?
It has
I-
passion fruit.
From here,
From
it looks pretty sexual. So I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that
Passion and
falls under the umbrella of
hibiscus.
passionate.
Who got like? Did they show up early to the meeting? Like, and they're like, passion fruit, passion. That's what we're naming.
And everybody's
it.
like,
Passion fruit."
"Oh."
And they're like, I got fucking fuck.
Yeah. Half the
Such a
room
good
walks
name.
out.
Did they
They'll
pick
name
out
the
a-
fruit
Guys like,
next month.
dragon fruit. They're like, fuck.
God damn it again!
Oh, yo, let's do a short with that.
Orange. It's like you just named it after the color.
Yeah.
Why isn't this called red?
Do you know that each state has their own official drink, and most of them is milk?
Really?
A lot
Really?
of them are milk.
Isn't
Ours
that
is
where like
cranberry juice.
yeah?
That's the state
Yeah,
That
drink.
makes
our
sense.
state drink is
Yeah.
cranberry juice that I'm okay with. That can
Okay.
be a
Makes sense.
mixer, and it's good on its own. I'm
Yeah.
all right with that.
Yeah.
It'll help you if you
Alright.
got a little
I think that
UTI.
they're just
UTI.
trying to be different
Go.
too. Like so many states said milk, we were like cranberry juice.
I respect that.
I respect that
Yeah,
as a state.
yeah.
State. I just like that we have drinks.
I like being cranberry
Yes.
juice amongst.
Why did
a
anybody say something
band of
crazy?
milk.
Like a
Yeah.
dirty Manhattan or something.
If Tennessee isn't whiskey,
Mimosas.
that'd be disappointing. Like if Tennessee isn't whiskey and Kentucky
Yeah.
isn't bourbon, I mean
Yeah.
they really missed
Yeah.
the mark there.
Somebody get back in that courtroom
Yeah.
and fix that problem.
We need to
What is-
reopen this.
So
Yeah,
wait,
I know injustice, whatever.
I wanna
Back
find out now.
COVID.
what is the state drink of Tennessee?
Yeah.
We need to figure this out. It really is a problem that we don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
I
our
feel like we know.
I can't move
but-
forward in my life without
Yeah,
knowing
and
this
if it
stuff.
isn't, if it's milk, it's not. It's whiskey.
That's how Wawa started, right? Like it being like a milk
Self-delivery.
delivery.
Yeah.
His
And it
face
started in
says
New
milk.
Jersey.
Yeah.
His face says something with dairy in it.
I am so disappointed.
Chocolate
Is
milk.
it milk?
It is milk.
I told you, so many are milk.
Wow.
What about Kentucky?
They must have agreed on this. No, wait, isn't whiskey like mad old? I was gonna say like before.
Is there
But milk is
stipulations to
probably
not being
older.
alcohol?
What was that?
Is there like a
There's probably a stipulation.
Oh yeah,
and
because like
that's why.
Louisiana,
Milk.
milk. What about Louisiana? Because Louisiana
I
is like
told
kind
you
of a
so
fun
many
state.
are milk, bro.
oh my
The fact
god.
that we're
Really
not
You
upset.
just
milk.
fucked my head
I
up
told you, man.
forever. Wait.
Why?
It's
They
like
all
the
get
same
together
story
and
of
they're
like
milk, bro, milk.
like mattress
Milk.
firms. If you look up mattress
It's
firms,
milk.
there's like a
Dude,
million.
so
in your
many of them
area.
got together.
So
and they're like,
upsetting.
yo, we milk. All we drink is milk here.
Oh,
Hold on.
Nobody
Hold on.
drinks-
Okay, hold
Nobody
on.
drinks milk like us.
How many states?
Texas.
After this, do Florida.
You're never gonna fucking guess what the state drink of fucking Texas is. I'm shitting my pants right now. Those fat fucks.
Oh my God, there's so
I'm
much.
sorry.
space.
I'm sorry. I mean, they are the biggest state.
You
I
got
mean, if you think
about it.
Texas,
Coca-Cola
you
or
got called
something?
out.
Yeah, let's pull it back. Let's maybe we should switch it to milk instead of Dr. Pepper.
That's awesome.
Oh my God. I'm moving to Texas.
Sick.
It's my favorite drink.
They
so
said,
sick.
"Fuck y'all."
I'm so sick.
Dr. Pepper.
They might as well have said monster. I love that. I love that they
my.
committed.
They went full fucking.
I love it. They're like, Dr. Pepper, bro.
Yeah, fuck you.
What's up?
Wait,
Shout
so
out
is Atlanta
Coca-Cola.
that is Georgia?
Fuck
If they're
Pepsi.
Dr. Pepper, Atlanta,
None of my,
Georgia
none
should
of
be
my
There you go.
homies fuck
Coca-Cola.
with Pepsi.
What's up?
I said if they're Dr. Pepper, by that logic,
Oh my
Georgia should be
fucking God.
Coca-Cola. Because I'm assuming Dr. Pepper was
Yes,
invented
you're
in
right.
Texas.
Yeah.
By that
All right,
logic.
so
I'm sorry.
Georgia.
That's
Georgia.
hard, bro.
Let's just
That's
connect
hard.
the red lines on our board. Here.
Oh, that's so fucking hard. I gotta respect that, bro.
If it's freaking
the
milk
signature drink.
in Georgia.
I got tears in my eyes still.
Dude,
From
just
Texas.
stop.
Texas fucked me up. So hold on. This is called for Georgia. What did you say it was going to be?
I thought
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, because by the
Coca-Cola?
logic of
Yeah, because
Dr.
they made
Pepper.
their creators from there.
Scarlett O'Hara.
What is Scarlett O'Hara?
Scarlett O'Hara.
Is the character of Gone with the
It's
Wind.
a fancy looking drink.
Dude, so they got
like
a
a
booze
Shirley
drink.
Temple.
They got a booze drink.
So what the fuck,
Yeah.
bro? Why don't we got a booze
They
drink?
got a booze drink. I mean,
Yo,
what
we should've
would
took
jerseys
Manhattan
be?
just to be dicks.
What
You
would
ever- you
jerseys
ever-
be? PBR?
Just say Manhattan just to be dicks. Like, just because Manhattan has a drink, we're like, it's Manhattan.
We
They're
gotta-
like, you
we gotta do a
fucking
pros
cock
and
smokers
cons.
are like, that's right. And we just sit there sipping it.
Beat
We're
ya.
like, what's up?
You ever watch that
Sipping it from
episode of
Jersey.
Always Sunny? You watch Always Sunny?
Yeah, of
Where,
course.
where they make the chart about the guy jumping off the building, like whether they should save him and like try to prevent him from jumping. And
I don't
then,
remember that.
So they're writing down like all these reasons why, like who this person is, like what his life is like. Would it be beneficial if he jumps? And then they get into the point where it would like
Whoa.
he wants to die. Like everything would benefit him, and it would make the bar more profitable because they could sell on the fact that it's a suicide bar.
That's dirty, bro.
It's super dirty. I feel like we need to make a comparison.
My first house I ever lived in, we called it Punk House. We used
Yeah.
to do shows in the living room on Saturdays
Fun.
because all of our neighbors were Hasidic Jewish and they couldn't call the cops on Saturdays because they can't use the phone.
Nice.
I mean, that's
Ooh.
they decided they can't.
That just blew my AARP thing
That's
right.
literally
Yeah.
what
Dude,
that was our thought structure behind
That's
it.
the
And we
best
also
loophole ever.
we also went and talked to all of our neighbors before we do the shows, and we give them flyers and invite them,
Hmm.
and that helped. And then what is it? And they party. What is it? What is it? Our Hasidic neighbors were awesome,
Mhm.
and also they used to throw their own parties all the time and play music all the time and stuff. They were pretty cool people. But also because we told them beforehand, if it ever got out of control, they just had our phone number and they would just call us
Fair.
instead of calling the police. And we would
Yeah.
just stop the music every time. They'd be like, "Oh, turn it down." Be like, "Yeah, we'll just cut it."
Yeah.
You know. And we only had it happen, I think, once.
Nice.
But the first house we lived in, we would get mail from our old neighbor, like whoever lived there before us, and they must have lived there like 3 years before it. And like
Yeah.
my one roommate, through getting that mail, figured out everything about this person. Like it became an obsession. He had a notebook like where he would fill all this knowledge.
What time he
about
gets
it.
home from
Like,
work
and
every
then
day.
he figured out like where this dude was born, his kids, like all this through the mail that came through and what he looked up. And this is like
Wow.
when MySpace was big.
Mhm.
You know, like there was
I
no
used to be on
Facebook, right?
MySpace.
Yeah, me too.
Same. I
was
just
on-
logged in.
I was
my,
on what do you call it, Friendster? What it was
It's a little
Friendster before
callback.
that, and what was the one with the blogs? I forget. It was like my blog or
Oh, I don't even
I
know.
can't
did I
remember.
just miss?
My journal. What is it? My journal. My Journal or my
Oh, I don't know about that.
Dude, My Journal was hot, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, you knew some what is it, HTML or whatever the fuck that is? I don't know how to code. But if you knew that shit as a kid, you could make some like special effects in the back.
They
That
had
was some
generators
hot
for
shit
that.
when I was in middle school, bro.
Okay. Okay.
That was TikTok fame.
Back in the
when
day.
when I was like getting into high school, like you were hot if you knew how to do all that shit on your
Yeah.
MySpace and LiveJournal. If you
No,
knew how to
that's
change
fun.
all the stuff in the back, people were like, "Yo, he's an internet whiz."
Yo, he's smart.
You ever see that movie
He's a
with
hacker.
the thing? Yeah, he's a hacker.
He's a
bro.
hacker.
You ever see that movie from 1995 that did date well? Even for 1995?
Yeah.
Best movie ever.
Mm-hmm.
Love that movie. Yeah. What are some of your favorite movies? I ask you guys a question now.
So let's see. I mean, I'm a big horror fan, so
Oh, really?
I like just
I can't tell.
no. Let's see. Some of my favorites. I would have to say. I don't know. I don't really have.
You don't have a unique favorite?
Bruno.
Bruno.
Yes.
You just like that movie?
Yeah.
your favorite
it just
movie?
yeah, it's funny. It's so it was at a time where watching that was just like I couldn't comprehend what was going on. Like in theaters with my father, nonetheless, because he knew what was up. He was like, "All right, this is gonna be a weird movie.
This is gonna be
yeah. Let's see
I'm
his
gonna feel
reaction."
uncomfortable.
Yeah, and
I'm an
it
old man.
opens up with the bottle of wine or whatever in the dude's ass and
Sick.
pouring it out, and I'm just like, I couldn't stop. It's like a car accident. Same thing with like Jackass 3D.
I figured
and
Jackass
all
is the
that.
most impressionable thing on most of us.
Yeah.
My partner, one of her most popular videos is about Jackass.
Awesome.
And she's like, why are we attracted to men that look like they just ate a cigarette and running on one PBR and an energy drink? And she's like, tell me this didn't have an impression on us. You know, like,
Yeah,
just showing
Johnny
all of them.
Knoxville, Steve-O, yeah.
And that's, she constantly makes that joke. She's like, my roommate Kyle and my boyfriend are monster people. She's like, they run on a PBR in a dream. I get a 4-day stomach ache. And I'm like,
PBR to dream.
it's not a lie.
It's pretty accurate. It's written down somewhere, so it's
I'm
fact.
trying to eat better. Like I started today.
Baby
You know,
steps.
I had broccoli today.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Your
I go
system is
on
probably
a
like-
lot of bike rides, so
Mhm.
that's not like. I mean, you guys live in the area. I assume you live in the area too.
Tom's River.
Oh, okay. So you're from like where
Ish.
I'm from. So you're like do you go to like? I mean, you guys are like. I guess you have the alternative aesthetic. Do you go to a lot of shows or a lot of like punk shows and hardcore shows and stuff too?
So I go to a lot of shows. I just go to like local shit. Like I'll just go to the Pony because
Okay.
I'm lazy now.
Yeah,
I'll go to
I
Pony,
understand that.
like-
I live in the area for the same reason, you know?
Yeah.
So
I
you
mean-
go to some of the bigger, like the summer stage
Yeah,
stuff. You don't go to
yeah.
a lot of like the local, like
Yeah.
little stuff.
I don't know about a lot
You
of
should totally come out to the August 27th. August 27th in Farmingdale. I'll give you the address because I can't say it.
it. Okay. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But it's an outside show, big hardcore show. It's a shore style show.
Okay.
You're from that area where I'm from, the same area, like Brick Tom's River area.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where that originated. Like, and
So, do you know like 18th and Addison?
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I'm aware of them.
okay.
Yeah, they're fun stuff.
They're
I've
cool
met,
watching
I've met
them
him a
grow.
bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're I would consider them pretty huge now.
Well, just they're separate entities by themselves.
Yeah.
Before, like this is all like high school going way back, like children basically.
Oh, really?
Kate had her thing, her music on MTV's Boiling Points, and Tom was in
Yeah.
like a hardcore band. I forget the name of it at the time.
I know what you're referencing because I
yeah.
think I'm more familiar with seeing his face from
like
that.
like a Criminal Risk.
I don't remember the name of the band. I would be lying if I said any name.
Yeah, when you say go to shows, to me it means a bunch of different things. So like local VFWs, especially
Yeah.
I'm talking like the punk community specifically too.
Mhm.
VFWs like fire halls, all
Mhm.
local shows like Jersey shows, Metal Mama, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I remember that.
For me, that's a show, and that kind of grew like pushed me into doing live sound. So like I just get the local end of it. So
Cool.
I see a lot of live music.
So
but
you were kind of birthed of that and got it. That's how you started like getting into your career field.
basically is just going out like through the community and like seeing my friends play or like then I want to start hiring bands, or now I want to do all the behind the scenes stuff.
That's interesting because I hear that so much more and more, even through the app and meeting smaller people or people that run a record label or something like that. They were in a few bands. They had friends that were in bands or something like that. And that's kind of how it evolves, where now this is their lives.
Yeah.
In this like weird fringe way. And yeah, maybe they do stuff with cover bands. Maybe they do stuff with like bigger groups or like weird, like, I used to, my last partner, she works at House of Independence. She used to do stuff with a cover band. They do all kinds of crazy stuff at House of Independence. She used to always tell me about all kinds of different events. And I'm friendly with some of the people over there too. I mean, the stuff that goes through a venue or just like stuff that people record on a daily basis, you would be so surprised to be like, oh, wow, that's something that people do for a living. Oh, that's a cool thing. Oh, you play all Disney songs and like perform randomly around the world. Like, cool. You know, like that, cool. You know, it is kind of interesting and it gives you a different perspective, especially when you're younger and you're like, I'm not going to be in a cover band like a dad. I'm going to play, you know, punk or ska or hardcore or, you know, I like this kind of music, you know, whatever's popular now.
Or like the traditional job fair, like, oh, do you want to become like a union worker? Do you want to become a carpenter? Blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, no, I want to dress up in giant Godzilla costumes and wrestle on stage to punk music.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is all those people, like a lot of these people have some job, you know, that they're cooks, they're construction, they're in some kind of trade. A lot of people, in I would say, in the trades or the you know, some kind of skill, like that. And those are the people that really like they are happy with just being in a band, playing with their friends, doing a few shows, you know, being able to take a weekend off and go see that band reunite or do a record release like I was at this weekend with some younger cats. That stuff to me is the most fun punk, and those are the dudes that are mostly buying the records, or women, or you know, people that are just out there supporting, buying T-shirts from people like us, listening to podcasts like we listen to, or emulating it and trying to be part of that. And I think that's fun. That's fun that like you can be a fan and still not be a musician. You know, like it shows, it highlights like what you do for a living so much more. And I like the behind the scenes stuff so much more. I don't know why, it's so much more appealing to me.
It's something that like normal people don't think about. Not normal people, but people like in different worlds of life, like they're on a different path. They don't usually come across it or see it or acknowledge the fact that it's there because they're focused on the purpose of the event. But what goes behind it? It's not just AV stuff. It's like catering. It's like, you know, florists.
It's all that kind of gig work where you're not making money in this traditional way or the way that people think of what being paid traditionally, or you're told, I guess, in that 9 to 5 sense of you get a paycheck every 2 weeks or week or month or whatever. It's a very different experience. And I think for me, I don't know about yourself, but it's been the biggest thing of, oh, this is being an artist. This is very difficult. This takes a lot of planning. This takes a lot of planning. A lot of being resourceful and like thinking 4 steps ahead, 5 steps ahead, you know, and like, you know, oh, I'm not good with money. Get good at my money. You know, get like you're not good at math. Get good at math. You know, get better at it.
Just get to the point where you can hire somebody that's good at that.
It could be it can still be the thing you hate doing and the most difficult part of what you have to do. But you can get a lot better at it. And it really does drive you to do those things. There's so many things I couldn't see myself doing 3 years ago that I do on a daily basis. You know, even just saying to somebody like, "How many times you post?" I'm like, I don't know, like 5 or 6, 7 times on the main account, and then like 3 or 4 times on other accounts, and then like Instagram maybe 3 times, and then the story like 10. You know, like I don't even think about it, like at least. You know, it just happens throughout the day. And then like there are days where it's a little less or a little more, you know, mattering on how much content is flowing through my head or going on in my life. But that is...
Do you backlog stuff or no?
I do as much as I can. I'm starting to get better at that now. A lot of what I've done over the past year is on the cuffs. I think of an idea, I put it up. TikTok is a little better if you work that way. With other social medias, it's a grind. You know, like we were talking about it, you know, before we really got started.
Yeah.
About YouTube and different things that I really want to attack. And like you guys are going through it, it's a grind. It's a matter of putting up things and learning and learning those hashtags and learning what doesn't work and what it does work and what you see. And it's really about what you get success out of, not really what works. Because a lot of people have told me things like, oh, that's a made up thing or that doesn't work. I'm like, well, I keep doing it and you know, the video's doing well.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Or
it's like a lucky sock, you know, just keep doing it.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm not saying that's the only reason it works, you know? You get a little better at correcting. You definitely get better at correcting yourself. Definitely get
and
better
it works right now. It might not work in like 2 years from now too, which is like
that's a great point. You know, like you have to evolve with it and evolve. I've grown more as a person, I think, in the last year than I've grown in my entire life.
Same. I
you know,
that's
and it's through doing this and meeting people and those experiences and having that relatableness and feeling, not saying I'm going to cater this to you, seeing it from your perspective and going, okay, well, I think you'll like it more if I do it this way. And I think that that's more genuine and that comes across better, and it comes from a better place because it's a true state of understanding. It's not I'm placating to you. I'm just putting the hashtag there so that you agree, you know, you think we agree. No, I really do agree. And then when I do disagree, we can have that open conversation where you can show me I'm wrong, or I could show you yours, or maybe you could see it from a different perspective. It makes things a lot.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, it really does make things a little more fun in that way, where I feel like I'm really getting to know people and getting to see things from a different perspective versus just shouting at each other. But also with social media, people don't. It's a job. You know, you're sitting up every day, you're posting, you're making sure things go at the right time, and the most people can possibly see it. And there is a big difference when you see 1,000 versus 400 or something like that. That's a huge improvement. 1,000 people isn't that much. Yeah, it is. Fucking it is. 500 people is a lot. You know, like, let's be honest, 50 people is a lot. You know, like, fuck you. You get 50 people to see your band.
For real.
Like, how long have I been into this where people are telling me like, oh, there's only so many people in the stream? Fuck you. Fuck. Like, you know how hard it is to get 100 people? Like, dude, successful shows are a few hundred people in a local show or something like that. Fuck you, bro. You know, or whatever. If we can get 1,000 people to see your joke or see your streaming something or see your advertisement, fuck yeah.
That's huge.
You have to look at it that way. Like 30 more people saw your thing.
It's like the long term also.
Not enough people saw it. 30 more people saw this than me sitting in my house doing nothing. And that's the true power that we have with it. Yes, there's things that suck about social media. You know, they used to make people dance to be on a record label or be, you know, entertainers. You have to do certain things. They all want us to dance now. And they want us to dance to the world. I get it. And not everybody is that charismatic, but maybe you are, or maybe you are, or maybe I am. And if people like that, then I'm going to go around with that. And the people that maybe aren't as charismatic, I'll figure out a way to fit them into the 5-second video that people like it. You know, like I'll figure it out where like you say one thing and people are like, I like that one thing he said, or I like that song that you put over the video now. That
it could be like a Beatles song, and then you get some like, you know, older guy just like, oh, he listens to this music. I like him.
Exactly.
You know?
There's also those connections too. I had a conversation with a person the other day where it's like, you know, there's so many bands that'll slip your radar. You hear about them. You just, you know, never sat down and listened to that album. I don't remember when it was, but like I was like in my 20s, and my friend was like, I like this Boston album. And I was like, I've heard of Boston, you know, and he put it on. I was like, I really like it too. You know, I was like, I really like this Boston album. I want to own this now, you know? And it was a moment of feeling like, oh, why did I sleep on this? But it was almost like, I'm kind of glad that it still happened, that I still got to have this moment where I was like, yeah, I really like this Boston album. It doesn't matter that I'm 23 and this album came out 40 years ago or
Better
whatever.
late than never.
You know, like I'm still enjoying it, you know? And I think that that's a big thing for older people where they're like, oh, you're missing out. And it's like, what on what? I grew up in a room full of people that were literal dogs figuring out who's the biggest dog in the room. And I've seen people get stabbed at shows and hurt and literally killed Like, not purposely, obviously they were fighting or whatever happened, or maybe somebody OD'd or something happened. And I've lost a lot of people that way. I'm okay with kids being at the show and taking it a little more easy and respecting each other a little more and wanting to be friends first before they run full force into each other, ninja running across the pit. You know, like
develop the consent.
Yeah, that's like I want you to have that moment on a Hate 5-6 where you run into your neighbor or that kid you went to high school with or your bandmate at full force. You know, I want you to have that moment. But I think that you have to understand that is a moment that someone's having. Yeah. It's not someone running full force into somebody and just trying to hurt them. It's two kids having a religious moment together.
It's like, hey, I got a bad right shoulder. You can run into anywhere but
friendship. That. And like, it is kind of like one of those intense things like sports or like skating or, you know, something like that where kids fall and people get hurt occasionally. And like, I remember, you know, I'm not a skater. I'm trying to learn to skate right now. You know, falling's going well. Yeah. I'm doing good at the falling part. If that's part of it, right? Yeah. I can ride the board. And that's, we got that way. I can ollie while standing. Okay. But anyway, I remember trying as a kid too and watching kids get hurt and all of us getting together. I remember a kid that we grew up with had, I don't know what the name of the disorder or disease is where you bleed and you need to get like a shot because
anemia?
I believe that's it. Yeah, where like if you don't get the shot, you will continue to bleed until you could possibly die, you know, from loss of blood. And I remember this kid used to skate with us and he was really good at it. I remember him falling once and everybody running over and being like, get his pen, you know, like, like everybody was like, go, go, go. And he was like, calm down, guys, I got it. You know, like he was fine, you know, but he skidded his knee and he knew what to do. But like everybody, and I was super young at the time, but watching everybody jump at alert, be like, get him. Or watching somebody in a pit drop their glasses and watching a whole room of people grab on each other and walk across the pit and be like, it might be to the left. It's like more cell phones lights, you know, like,
I've been in that situation.
Or he has to tie his shoe. You know, like that's the stuff that doesn't get shown in a video a lot. I should do a whole video of that. I should just do a whole video of people tying their shoes in the pit and like picking up their glasses and be like, my contacts, and be like, his contacts.
We got it. We got it.
He lost his keys, everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, his name's Craig. He's a really nice guy. I got you, bro. Here's your hat.
It's yours.
I always lose a shoe.
That happens all, like, I've seen that every pit. Yeah. I like, as much as sometimes there's fights or there's sometimes that things get out of control or there's somebody who doesn't act or every time I've seen somebody lose a hat or a wallet or a key and get it back.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I've lost a hat once or twice and be like, goodbye hat.
I've lost my cell phone trying to like take a video and all of a sudden I get sucked in and I'm just like, ugh.
There's nothing better than looking up and hearing, here. Yeah. It's not broken, bro. I got you.
Big hug. I love you.
But those things are less. It should be the thing that gets you 1,000 or 1,000,000 likes. Yeah. But I think those moments are less. Those are the, you know, people talk about you like, oh, we never put the camera down. We never put the cell phones down or whatever. No, yeah, we put them down when I'm hugging my friend because he dropped my phone. Yeah. Or like my wallet or my keys are like, those moments they don't, and no one really does capture those moments because you're having them. Yeah. And that's why they don't get the same time, don't get captured. Or if you do get them, it's why those things are like 4 million likes. We love you, hardcore. You know, and it does happen. I have a videotape that we post, like just a video of Eric from Dumpweed, who's the singer of Dumpweed, hugging Ed the Punk, seeing him in a pit at like Chamber 43 before they moved to the new spot. It was when they had the other spot before COVID. And there's some show going on. I think it's Dusters from New Brunswick. And there's huge hug in the middle of the pit and someone zooms in on it, whatever. We post that video like once a month. Why not? You know, because like
people want to see that.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
I post it so I remember it exists, you know, like, because it's fun and it's those moments that people forget. Or somebody just laughing when somebody does something funny. Like somebody did the lawnmower for the first time in a pit.
Oh my God.
You know, somebody did. Somebody was like, oh, in the pit. And everyone was like, you're the funniest person ever.
Yeah.
Someone give him $1 million. You're Adam Sandler
Mhm.
incarnated, or Will Ferrell, or whatever. You know, like you're the funniest person ever, and like that stuff happens every night.
Mhm.
I tell my partner all the time when I die, this is what's going on my gravestone. This local band, Player Hater, who's from New Brunswick, great band.
Mhm.
I don't think they do shows anymore, unfortunately. But they should get back together. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Player Hater is amazing. They're like hip hop and hardcore, and they should definitely play The Gathering. They'd be perfect at The Gathering. But they do their Instagram and Facebook posts were some of art. All right,
Really?
and they like
From a
always the
comedic
funniest.
standpoint, yeah.
They just so funny, and they it's like posting about like straight edge kids with like no beer, alcohol. They're like, well, where should I put it? Like, you know, like next to the flyer, and be like, why? We gotta put it. Do you want me to put it in my amp? You know, like, and like all kinds of shit like that, like just little inside jokes. And they posted something about me after a show where they were like, yo, this kid's dancing all off rhythm. He don't give a fuck, you know, like, and put my last name in it. And somebody wrote under it, like a close friend was like, I saw Geroni Fortnite dance in the Pig Destroyer pit. That's it. That right there. That's what I want as my tagline for everything.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, I saw him Fortnite dance. I was doing
A
Orange
world you thought you
Justice.
would never see.
It wasn't a lot of people. We were at House of Independence,
Mhm.
and it was like maybe 300 people.
Mhm.
That room could fit. No, it was a little less than that probably. It was maybe only 200. That room could fit an easy 500.
Yeah.
And at like 4, you're like, you know?
Mhm.
But it was like maybe 200 big wide pit, like circle pit running around. And I just thought it was funny, like how there wasn't that many people, but we were all enjoying ourselves. And I just ran out in the middle and I was like, Orange Justice, you know, Millie Rock, you know. And everyone started laughing. And I'm like, yeah, because it's funny. You
Yeah.
know, like it's really out of character or
Mhm.
whatever. This is not where you're supposed to see that, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And there's not that many people here, and who cares?
But you're seeing it and you know what it is. So
yeah,
like,
exactly.
I got you.
You know, you have children.
Yeah.
You're like old dude.
Yeah.
You know, or like you like video games still and you play that shit, or you're, you know, or you've heard about it on social media everywhere or
Mhm.
wherever else.
Yeah.
And that's where everyone gets that connection. It doesn't matter really where. It's fun,
Yeah.
you know?
At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Gotta have fun.
So where can our viewers find you on TikTok again?
So I am at GravMasterHash is my main account. That is Grav as GRAV, a master hash, all one word. And then my second backup account is all one word, Cops Drink Plastic 40 ounces with the 40 and then ounce, you know, the number's 40.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my backup account. It's like an old graffiti joke.
It's awesome.
That's
It's like an inside like New Jersey graffiti joke. My like boy Bobco from Sick Shit and Gel, and he's in School Drugs too. We're all at this party, and this kid comes down with a plastic 40 ounce, an old EV. He's like, this kid's a narc. He's like, he's a cop. He's like, we can't fuck with him. And I was like, what? And I was like, I knew who it was. It was our friend Kevin he was in this band Battery Electric that used to be like really big in the area. He's a great guy, great drummer. And Kevin's like, what? You know, like, and he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, that is a plastic 40 ounce, bro. And he's like, only cops drink out of plastic 40 ounces. And we all just hit the fucking ground. We're like, the logic in your
Yeah, where
mind
did you
of
get
like the cop trying to sneak into the punk rock
Yeah,
show with
yeah.
and that's how he gets away. Like we all spot him. Is like, hey, what's up, fellow punk rockers? And he has like a plastic 40 ounce.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, ready to take over the government, huh? like, I just, like, anarchy in the UK, right, guys? You know?
Like, yeah.
You guys seen SLC Punk, right? That movie's dope. You know, like, the concept of that was just too much for me, and it always became, like, the biggest inside joke for us.
I just had a montage in my head as you were describing it.
Yeah,
It was
it's-
pretty good.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's too much. And so on other social medias, you can find me at GravMasterHash on Instagram. I have a Twitter that is GravMasterHash 1, because I guess I took the other one and can't get into that account.
Damn you, Twitter.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't remember what the access to the other account was. So I had to make a new one, and now it's one.
It's one.
I do have a YouTube page. We don't have anything really on there, but we'll be posting this month.
Okay.
GravMasterHash 1. My podcast is Only Posers Don't Listen to Podcasts. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those things. Posers. It's a joke. But anyway, yeah, we can find us on all streaming services, Spotify and all that good shit.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we're hoping to post a lot more stuff from like local bands, some more inside skits and stuff that we want to get a lot of local people involved. You guys are obviously local, so yeah, hit us up if you want to be in some fun videos.
Always.
You know,
If you want to
down.
see the creation of fruit names,
yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what?
The creation
we're
of
going
fruit
way,
names.
yeah,
That sounded
way back.
dirty.
How they
Like passion fruit.
I feel like it should have been set up like you showed up to a meeting, like they had a meeting about it and they wrote them all down, and like the people that got there early are the ones that got the best fruits in.
We should
Like,
shoot
the
it
best- like,
office
"Oh, passion
style.
fruit there. Fuck.
Well, there's a
Goddamn."
guy on YouTube / on TikTok who does those where it's like meetings of like coming up with things, and I think he's done the fruit ones, or
That's
he'll like
great. I
yeah,
gotta
he
check
does
that
If
out.
you could think it, it's been done,
movies
but why not do
or
Yeah,
it?
that's
TV
true.
shows, and it's really funny, or like coming up with new concepts of things like, oh, we're gonna like the first person to come up with living in a house, or the first person to have a dog as a pet, like those types of things.
That's
and like
great.
the,
That's-
yeah, I
the
wanna
thought
follow that.
process behind it, and how if you really boil all of that down, it sounds stupid and ridiculous, but it's what
I
we
think
do on
about
a
that
daily
every
basis.
time I stare at my cat. I'm like, why do I let you in here? I mean, you're adorable.
Yeah.
But beyond that, because you eat a lot of my plants and then throw them up all over my carpet.
yeah.
It's like that's like a weekly thing, guy.
How dare you?
What's up with that?
You're like, I love you. I give you food. You eat my plants and throw
And
them
you
up on
throw
the
them up,
carpet.
yeah.
You are adorable also. And I like it when you fight the other one.
Cats are fun.
There's something.
There's something. You can't really trust them too much.
All animals
but
are
they're
fun,
okay.
but yeah, there's difficulty with them because they're animals, and they're like, "This is your house," but it's
I'm gonna
also where I'm
pee and
gonna
poo
pee
all
right
over
now
the
or
place.
shit.
Yeah.
Throw up.
Oh,
Randomly.
is this your glass of water?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
Professor and Piccolo are pretty good with the water thing. They're not too going after the water,
Yeah.
but we did have a fish tank once, and like Piccolo lived there. He was like, these fishes, one day they're gonna slip up, and this like invisible screen that's here, it's not gonna be here. And I'm gonna be here.
Yeah.
Like, so he would just like test it throughout the day, and be like, He's like, maybe next time.
Gotcha. Maybe.
Yeah, like he lived for that shit, and that's like his new thing is like running around the house and then taking a little chomp out of a plant and being like, ha ha, and then running away. Yeah, and my partner's like, yay, great,
Fun again.
yeah, my plants,
Puke. Yay.
yeah. I brought plants. He has cats.
Yeah.
It's like you signed up for this. It's a package deal.
Yeah.
Cats. I'd get more if I could. Small apartment.
Could be worse.
It could. I could. Dogs can be reckless at times.
They could eat your couch.
Yes, that's
Or
true.
4 of them.
Yeah. Dogs can be a lot.
He's been through 4 couches.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
So the dog
She
is
had
like,
a rough.
so your dog is like,
childhood.
I hate couches.
She
Mhm.
did.
Fuck
She
your
was
couch.
like, I'm anti-couch.
She was anti-couch for a while, but she mellowed out.
Does she
she
not like how comfy they are? Or
Yeah.
price you
No,
spend?
she didn't like the fact that
She's
I
like, this
worked.
does not fit with the tab, the
I
feng shui
worked
of the room.
way too much,
Oh,
so it was an
so she was
anxiety
like,
thing.
I hate your couch because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I agree with her.
Yeah.
And then
I
when you
agree
are
with
home,
her.
you're on the couch.
Everybody works too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But now I don't work, so I just hang out with her all day.
that's
every day.
she's probably
Uh,
down for that.
She likes that.
She likes the
She's
couch
cool.
now.
That my cats are definitely down for me being in the house all the time. They're
Yeah.
like, this is sick, bro.
Yeah.
They're like, COVID's sick.
Yeah.
They're
Hell yeah.
like, you not working at a smoke shop, sick.
This is fun.
I'm all about that shit.
Feed
Yeah.
me.
You know?
Feed me.
They're like,
Touch
how
me.
about pets all the time?
all day. All day.
I was
Yeah.
like, I can ask you for food all the time. All the time.
Whenever I want. There's
Because
food.
Piccolo Professor had this scam going where he was getting food when I woke up. And then when my partner woke up, he was like, yo, food. You didn't feed me, bro. And then she was giving him food. And then when she would like go for a thing, he'd go into my roommate's room and then smash into him. And Kyle was like, oh, they must have forgot to feed him. And that went on for like a few days. And then we
Oh,
figured
man.
it out. We were like, yo, this guy's getting like 3 meals in the morning. I was like, that's some slippery. That's like it's rascal energy.
Yeah.
From them at all times.
That's funny that they figured that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I like
really funny.
everything they do. Is like they're not supposed to work together.
Mhm.
They are solo creatures. I had to buy a plastic thing so they can't open it because they were working together and opening the cabinet, and then one was pulling it out, and then they were sharing it. They were like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
wow.
we did this together, bro."
Sick.
Like ganging up It's like, that's not
The
cool.
hunt. Yeah.
Dogs are just happy to see you and knock over shit sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Swing their tail around.
you know?
She's a different story. She's out of her mind. She really doesn't understand personal space.
That most dogs are not. They're not for it.
I'm not mad at it.
You know,
I mean,
most dogs are like, personal space is kind of like a conspiracy theory that I don't believe in.
I'd rather an affectionate dog than a dog that just chills anyway.
Yeah, it's cool. I feel like that's an old dog thing. When old dogs
Yeah.
are like, I'm old, bro.
yeah, I'm over it. You had my fun
When
already.
they're at every other age, they're like, I am pumped to see you at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You leave
They're
for
like,
5
this
minutes.
guy's here
come back.
too. I'm also pumped about that, but you're here.
Yeah.
My cat's like, you're here.
Mhm.
I'm cool with that.
I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna smash real hard into you,
Mhm.
but if you're not here, somebody else is gonna get smashed into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Like,
allow it.
welcome home. There's plastic 40s in the fridge.
Oh, anyway. Thank you so very much for coming and hanging
Yeah,
out with us.
thank you
and
for having me.
putting up with our bullshit.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, usually is. We try our best.
Yeah, I like it. You got a great setup,
Thank
and we're neighbors, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. We're definitely going to have to hang out. and-
Frequent bike ride hangs.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah,
I
for
would
sure.
I would love to collab in the future for anything you guys would like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're always down. Always up for it.
Yeah, because there's always times where we need like more bodies
Mhm.
just to be in a
Mhm.
video, like of some stuff we wrote and crap like that. We want to do more like TikTok videos with like groups or just people that are local.
Mhm.
and
We
do-
could be
and do
extras.
things. Yeah.
For sure.
Because then it gives a little more relation to it.
Mhm.
People are like, oh, I know him from so and so. I like
Mhm.
that show, or I like their TikToks too, or
Okay.
YouTube too. I like that. It makes it feel more like it is
Mhm.
a real community.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm down, dude. Hit us up whenever. We're
Cool.
we're definitely down.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, and thank you for not stopping me from eating that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking pickle balls.
I did the right thing.
Yeah,
I
you
did the
did.
right
I
thing.
think I think we all made the right decision.
Yeah. We're like, oh, look at this cool thing that you should probably not eat, but
Bad
we're gonna ask you
decisions
to
were
eat anyway,
almost
and then
made.
tell you not to eat.
Yeah. No. I appreciate that you were gonna just.
I
Go
was up
for
for
it.
comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I put my pride aside a long time
ago.
They'll tell you.
Thank you.
That
That was fun.
Oh yeah. Thank you guys.
It's like we're just ending it there.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry about that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah. We'll see you on the next one. Stay clouded.
And if you haven't, check out last week's episode with Levia CBD seltzer.
No. Wait.
Yeah.
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 I don't. You can't. I gotta just
Bye.
tell me to shut up. I don't know
Yes.
time travel.
Last week would be Levia for
Yeah.
them.
We're
Also
going
for
in
you
order.
today, actually, currently.
What?
You recorded it last week, so it was last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
You're in
both.
the same timeline as the viewers, bro.
Yeah.
We are.
It's cool.
Yeah, we try to keep it like
We
relevant
try,
to
but I
us.
That
fuck it
makes
up every
sense.
time. I fuck it up every time.
Are we? Am I
Mhm.
stopping recording?
Yeah, we're done.
good?
Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
Stay clouded.